Because entrepreneurship is not just, okay, I have an idea and then in a year it has to start making sale. Like, it's something that are you choosing to commit to for a long period of time. Imagine if Botswana was the most financially literate country in the world. How would that change? How would we change? How would our economy change? How would our governance change?
This is Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We enthuse, we energize, we inspire, and we empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes in BW and beyond. Dumelang and welcome to another great episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. I'm as excited as ever. I'm thrilled. I have yet another wonderful guest. These days there's a bit of an emphasis that we're putting on young entrepreneurs, promoting young aspiring entrepreneurs. Yes, we still cover accomplished entrepreneurs, but we're really trying to push the youth as well, because I've noticed that my main demographic in terms of numbers is between the ages of 18 and 44, which is the youth. So I try to, as much as I can, invite those people so they can talk about their businesses. And I have one such guest today. Her name is Khumo Mase. She's a former mentee of mine. She's into bakery. She owns a bakery. In addition to that, she is an expert in the field of financing. She's steeped herself into giving advice on financial matters. I call her a TikTok sensation. She'll explain why I call her that. And we will share quite a bit this time. But before we do, a little bit of housekeeping. My book is still available from Exclusive Books. It goes for only $350. Please get a hold of it. You can get a copy also from Mogobe Plaza or from Kama International Airport. Please support us by grabbing a hold of that book. But it will also enrich you, because I share my life. I share the challenges that I've encountered and how I've been able to overcome them by the grace of God. But today we're going to talk about the stock market. We're going to talk about financial issues and matters of that kind. And I welcome to the studio Khumo Mase. Dumelama.
Dumela, Mr. Mogobe.
Hey,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm very good, and thank you so much for having me today.
Wonderful. The pleasure is mine. I think you can start by, telling us about yourself a little bit, and then maybe about your business as well.
My name is Khumo Mase. I am what I like to call a born entrepreneur, or a born entrepreneur. We've mentioned in one of the sessions or rather asked who are entrepreneurs born or made, and I've always said that I was one who was born, because I've always had this in me, and it's just a matter of having the right resources, having the right platform to actually show that. Yes, I'm also is currently still a student at Botswana Accountancy College, doing international finance and banking, and pursuing.
When are you finishing?
2027. Yes.
Okay. Let's focus on two areas here. You've been offering a little bit of advice, quite a bit of advice on TikTok. Tell us about how that evolved and what's that it's all about.
Okay.
Giving financial advice on TikTok.
All right. So I've always been into finance from a very young age. I don't know. I've used to, go home, watch these finance videos, everything explaining, because I've always wanted to understand how money works. Not why is it that other people have and don't have. Why is it that we can earn the same salary, but it's very different. So it made me to go through such a rabbit hole, and that's why I ended up doing the course that I'm doing. But I've learned so much from the course and from my personal research about investments. I was like, okay, it's something that's interesting, because clearly most of the richest people, if not all the richest people in the world, this is the path that they took. So with what I learned at school, I was like, okay, I have this information, but the average Motswana doesn't have this information. So what is stopping me from teaching these people, giving them something that could potentially change their financial futures?
Yeah.
So that's what inspired me to start a TikTok account. But it didn't just start like that. It was obviously an idea I had for months, many months. But being in the Mogobe mentorship program.
Tell us about that. Let's talk about the mentorship program,
Yeah.
how you got into it, and then tie it all together.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm pursuing my degree in international finance and banking, but I realized that, not only being a born entrepreneur, I realized that at the moment, the unemployment rate is very bad in Botswana. It's so bad, especially for the youth. And then I was like, obviously, if I graduate with only a degree, then there's no exact guarantee of what I'm gonna do, right? So I was like, okay,
There's no guarantee of getting a job.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, what's the alternative? The alternative is entrepreneurship. At the moment, that's what I thought. And I was like, if I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I need to be the best that I can be. And for me to be the best that I can be, it means I have to get the right mentorship on that. So there was a time when I think I was touring to, was it Facebook or LinkedIn? And then I saw the poster of the event. It was like a free session. It was on a Sunday. I was like, I have to go to church, but I was like, let me take this risk. Sacrifices have to be made sometimes. So I did attend the event. That just the first session, the introductory session, I was like, I'm getting in this. I need this, and
What hooked you that first time?
It was mainly you explained entrepreneurship in a way that, I mean, I've done business studies, I've done commerce at school, but I was like, okay, this is entrepreneurship, and this is something that is possible. And the emphasis on having a certain kind of mindset for me was like, okay, so if this is the glimpse that I'm getting from the first session, and then the next 6 months have to be life-changing for me. So you also even recommended us books on the day, and I was like, this is just a glimpse. So I have to get all of it. I have to get all of it.
Yeah.
So I did attend the first session, and I was like, I need to do this. And then I did register, and from that day I was just levels.
Yeah. Okay, so having experienced the mentorship program firsthand, how does it compare with teachings from a classroom setup?
It's when you have a physics teacher, but they went to school to acquire the knowledge, and then they came to the school to teach you. But they, in most cases, let me say from high school, in most cases they haven't really experimented. They haven't really done the experience of
physics.
Yes, of physics. They have the
apart
book
from the lab. Yeah,
exactly. So it was like, okay, we could learn in a classroom things like entrepreneurship. I could learn that in a classroom, but getting it from someone who has a track record, who has built years, decades after decades, and has something to show for it, is much more much more, it's much greater than as compared to if I were to read a textbook or to simply watch an educational YouTube video.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to ask you more questions along those lines, but before I do, tell us about the event that is coming up, that you are working on. Perhaps before you do, just tell us how you ended up active in that space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the event that I'm hosting is on the 20th of February.
28th.
Yes. It's called the Stock Market Investing Masterclass. This event was born from the people, actually, because I did start my content creation journey on April 2025. Yes, inspired by the mentorship program. And I started making content as just making content, but the feedback from people was very large, because people were asking questions of, okay, but how do I do this? What about this? What about this? And I was like, you know what? I could answer questions on screen. I could answer questions on video, but it's not enough for the people. It's best, I get the relevant professionals, you know, get them all in one space, get all those people who have these burning questions about the stock markets, about investments, bring them all into one room and have these discussions that at the moment I don't know where these discussions are being had in Botswana. I've never seen of. So I was like, if anything, I should be the one to pioneer all of this. Yeah.
That's very good. So what speakers are you expecting, and what is each speaker going to cover?
All right. So the main speakers obviously are going to be the Botswana Stock Exchange, because they're going to be giving an overview of the BSE, of the products that are on the BSE, and even the step-by-step guide on how to invest on the Botswana Stock Exchange, because the people that are coming to these events, most of them are beginner investors. They're people who have the willingness, the edge, but they don't know where to start. So representatives from the BSE are going to be coming, and you know, there's going to be an open Q&A session also for them to answer specific
Open what?
Q&A session.
Yeah.
Yes, for them to answer specific questions from the people. There's also going to be Mr. Mogobe. Yes, you're coming. Mainly because you do have the experience in the investment space, even on the Botswana Stock Exchange. So also not just that, but also as an angel investor, to give people the mindset of an investor, like how an investor should think, like, because it's one thing to know how to invest, but if you don't have the right mindset, it may not necessarily be very helpful.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a speaking slot of how much? 30 minutes?
I think 25 minutes.
25 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and then
I'll
there's
try
also,
and pack as much as I can there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There's also Mr. Malik Shehu. He's a financial advisor. Malik Shehu.
Yeah.
Yes, he
know
also
him.
does make. You know him? Oh yeah. I've seen him firstly on TikTok, I think.
Yeah.
Because he also does make these kind of videos, but he understands the people. From what I've seen in these videos, he understands, you know, where the people are coming, like the beginner investors, or more grounding, how is everything. So he's going to be talking even about common mistakes that beginner investors make, you know, so that the attendees know, okay, maybe this is something that I should avoid. It's a trap that many of us usually go to, thinking that we're doing the right thing. And yeah, so there's also going to be a panel discussion where all these different investment professionals are going to be there discussing, but mainly the theme is it's how to grow the investment culture in Botswana, because it's still growing, yes, but it's very, very slow. But it's a thing of, okay, it's a starting point.
We need more platforms like that,
Yes.
like this,
Yes.
for people to discuss.
Yeah.
All right. So after the panel discussion, there'll be Q&A.
Yes, there'll be a Q&A session. And like I said, the event is for the people because they are the ones who inspired it. So
Yeah.
I want the people to come with questions.
Yeah.
The burning questions that they have. We don't want a session where you just come and, oh, we learned and now we go home, but you still haven't gotten your
You
answers.
haven't really got a clear
Yeah.
picture.
Yes.
And then, do you believe that this is going to be an annual event, or is it by month, by yearly, or what? What's
From the response I'm getting as well, I think it might be a bi-yearly thing, because, you know, the event hasn't even happened, and from what I'm seeing, we're planning to do another one before the end of the year, but in the north, because now it's a thing of, initially we didn't think of making an online broadcast, but now, you know, people from Francistown, people from Maung, Orapa, Soro are saying, when are you coming this side?
It's not going to be live on Facebook.
No, not this time around.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're definitely looking for the next one. Even though it's in the north, it will be broadcast
live for those who subscribe.
Yes.
Okay. And then what about the any representation from government and things like that?
Not necessarily. No, we didn't. We're not working with any government. I mean, I know BSE is a half
I'm
government.
only saying that because every time you pick social media or newspaper, you hear that the government is looking for investors, and you know, it looks like the government itself is involved in an investment game. But as to whether or not they are interacting enough with the private sector players, it's not clear. You know, it's almost like we're working in silos sometimes.
The thing is with in an initiative like this, it's much easier to approach organizations in the private sector than it is to approach the government, because if I were to, I should have done this probably 6 months. I should have sent an email 6 months ago, to have them come and even just attend the event.
Yeah.
So we won't give up though. I believe that as time goes on, these procedures will be better and we'll see more government engagement.
Where is the event going to take place and what time?
Okay, so it's going to be at the University of Botswana, lecture hall. It's going to be in the business block, room 41. Yes, so it's going to be there because we're looking at, it is a masterclass after all, so it kind of makes sense for it to be there. So yeah.
All right. Can you describe, now we go back to the mentorship, Mogobe Entrepreneurship Mentorship Program. Can you describe a specific moment during which the mentorship significantly influenced your professional or personal development?
I like to call it the vow.
The
vow.
The vow.
The vow.
Yes.
Yes. The oath.
Yeah.
Because I'd say that's the day that really changed my life. April 13th. I can't forget this.
April 13th.
April 13th, 2025.
Oh.
Because, I believe we were in a session and I asked a question. I was having doubts. I already had the idea of, producing my content, right? I had the idea. I had a list of videos that I wanted to make. I just didn't make them. So I even forgot the question I asked. And then you are like, okay, let's say you are making an oath today that before the end of today you're not going to bed before posting your first video, because I have a list of 50 videos that I want to post and I'm waiting for, I don't even know what, the right moment that it never really comes. So that day you made me take a vow, standing vow, right hand up, and I made a vow that today I'm not going to go to sleep without posting my first financial literacy
I think I said,
video.
It says something like, I, Khumo Mase, do hereby declare and solemnly declare that I shall henceforth or today, the blah, 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 something along those lines.
That's exactly.
And that you'll be consistent in doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish more people would take that vow, eh?
I wish.
It would make a difference.
Very much.
Yeah.
Because because the thing is, I woke up that day and never even thinking I would have to make a video today. And by the end of the day, I had to make a video. Looking at, I don't like the video. My editing was bad. It was at night. The lighting
That's when you started.
But then I was like, the mindset that I had to have, which is what we kept learning in the program, is just get it done before, and then you make it perfect later. Like, as the main thing is to just start. So that's what I started.
Well, I like telling you guys that you should never let perfection be the enemy of progress.
I was actually, another thing in the program, I did mention on one of our sessions that I'm actually a perfectionist, and you kind of rebuked me for that, because I saw it as a strength in a way that, I'm a perfectionist, but I realized how much of a weakness it was, because I think that's why the reason why most people they have this perfectionist that, okay, I'll start when I have this and this and this, I'll start when things are perfect, and we never really start. So it's like, just it's done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
And then once you get it done, then the momentum comes after that.
Yes, that's true. And perfection is just not there, because two people will see the same thing and will not agree on. So the main thing is to get started. So would you say there's a book or there's a speaker also that impacted you in addition to myself?
The book. You did recommend the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
I know it's a cliche, very cliche finance book.
Yeah.
But I knew about it. I just never read it until in the program, and I was like, wow, this is. It was mind blowing to me. It was very mind blowing in the sense that as someone who believes to be a born entrepreneur, I saw the world in a very different way. I saw finance in a very different way. And that's what even pushed me to, realize that this is I don't know if you know the Mr. Kiyosaki's, like the four.
No, I know it. I'm the one who recommended the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cash flow quadrant.
Not is it the quadrant?
It is a cash flow quadrant, E, S,
yes,
B, and I.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at that one. I was like, okay, which one do I want? And that I was just calling me.
Yeah.
That an investor. What is an investor? How do you even become that? And for me, it just grew inside of me. There's so many books too that we read.
Yeah.
That I used to be a reader back in high school, but I stopped for some reason. But after or during the program, and even after, now I can just read books like this. I have a list of books that I'm reading and I'm going to read.
Yeah.
Because
I think one of the books that I heavily recommended for entrepreneurs was E-Myth Revisited.
Yes.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
The importance of having systems and systematizing. And then various other books like The Obstacle.
Oh, the 10x is easier than 2x.
Yeah, 2x is easier than 10x is easier than or is
2x.
better.
Yeah.
10x is better
than 2x. I think that
2x.
one was also recommended by Mr. Bona.
Yes,
on one of the sessions that he did come as well.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And we had powerful people, eh?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So are there any individuals that we invited? Can you take a page from the few that you remember?
Yes. There's another question that changed my thought process. I asked when Mr. Kutsafalo, I think.
Yes.
He came. He was talking about how, it's important that you don't pick every idea that you have and try to execute it. It's very important to have discernment on which ideas you follow through with. And I remember asking a question that, isn't it better to just try everything, like throw everything in the wall and then see what sticks? And he advised against that. That doesn't always work for the best, and it completely changed my thought process, because we all have multiple ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I'm like, okay, maybe I should start this, I should do this, but then with also the books and the advices you were giving, the thing of, is this something that I'm willing to create systems for? Is it something that I'm willing to commit to over a long period of time? Because entrepreneurship is not just, okay, I have an idea and then in a year it has to start making sale. Like, it's something that are you choosing to commit to for a long period of time?
One of the sayings that I like repeating is that concentration builds wealth. In other words, you focus to build it. However, diversification retains it, or diversification helps you grow it. Helps you retain it. So that is more or less what you're saying. So how did you think in this program I challenged you to think differently about your goals, strategy, your approach and to opportunities and so on?
I think the main thing was just thinking bigger. Like, I would have ideas of, okay, maybe I could do this, but I could do more. Maybe I would have a business idea, but I would look at, okay, the demographic of Botswana, but it's like, you don't have to limit yourself to Botswana. If you don't even have to limit yourself to Africa, you can go global. Everything that you do, just think 10x your thoughts. 10x the possibilities that can arise from that.
And there are things called BHAGs that I asked you to. Can you explain to the viewer what is that all about?
BHAGs, the bold, big, hairy, audacious goals. Yes, the BHAGs. It's something that you should have. If it's not big, if it's not audacious, it's too small. If it's not an idea that you laugh at yourself,
or scares you a bit, yes,
it's not big enough. And I had to to examine myself, and okay, these ideas that I have, how big are they big enough? Are they something that could be life-changing, not to me, but impactful also to the people around me, the society, Botswana, greater, and everyone. So my BHAGs, after starting the
After the vow.
After the vow, yes, and starting my content creation journey was a thing of, okay, now there's a list of them, but then one of them was, now I have to write a book. I don't know anything about writing a book, but I have to write a book that I know for a fact is going to be impactful to people. Another big hack is that I had to have the story. Imagine if Botswana was the most financially literate country in the world. How would that change? How would we change? How would our economy change? How would our even our governance change? And I was like, I can do that too. I can.
You can contribute.
I can contribute to that massively.
And speaking of contribution, what then happened to your TikTok? It went from what to what, and what other activities are you engaged in as a result of that initial vow?
And from the TikTok specifically, I gained, I think, 10,000 followers in a month. Less than 2 months, which was, to me, because the thing is, I didn't even start it because of the followers. I was like, I just want to put out information out there so people can use. So now it was shocking to me. But so there is a need. People do need this. And then from there, it just grew consistently.
Where are we at now?
Right now, it's at 15K, which is, I know social media people may think it's a small number, but if I were in a room,
It's not.
a room of 15,000 people, that's a lot.
It's almost a stadium. I mean, it's a lot of people.
Yeah. So with that also, my platforms are growing, and also I've had multiple opportunities to speak. I've had, in 2025, I had, I think, about 3 events.
Three speaking engagements.
Yes, where I was literally approached that, yo, Khumo, we've seen what you're doing and would like for you to come. Even this year, I've been approached. Or last year, I've also had my first radio interview as well, which was scary, but I was approached by, RB2 to come and comment on the sauna that the president was giving as from a youthful perspective, which is something that by January 2025, I would have never thought that I would have that opportunity. So there's been a lot of growth, and obviously my event that is coming up as well on the 28th.
Yeah. I hope you're getting paid for some of these appearances.
Initially, I wasn't, because I was like, okay, let me build my confidence. Let me also build on that. But now, definitely, for sure.
Okay. Now, you also read my book, isn't it?
I did.
Okay. Did it have any influence or impact? Because I think I made it one of the required readings in the program.
Yeah. It did, in a sense that, when you read a book, like many of the books you've given us, when you read a book from, let's say it's written by an American,
it doesn't. The one we talked about, Dan Sullivan, is a Canadian. 2x is better than 10x is better than 2x.
From someone who has achieved so much, a millionaire in that space, it's not the same as when it's someone who has stepped on the same ground that you are stepping on, who knows, the similar background of where you've been. So I think, yes, I could quote here and there on the book, but it's more of, if Mr. Mogobe can do it, I can. 100%. There's nothing stopping me. And looking at the conditions that you had at the time, the Botswana that you had at the time when you started, and the Botswana that I have as a Gen Z, as a youth in Botswana in 2026.
You're much more advantaged than
exactly.
I was.
So for me, it was a thing of, if Mr. Mogobe faced all of these challenges and he is where he is, I can definitely do that.
Yeah, that's a right type of thinking. There's a post you did based on the book. Can you tell the viewers about it? What is that about?
Chapter 22.
Chapter 22, yes.
Yes. So in the book, chapter 22, you're talking about your investment philosophy that you got from reading the book Row One Investing by Mr. Fieldtown. And it very much aligns with what I'm doing, teaching people about investing, more so in the capital markets. when you do get into investing, even when you're, I think it also applies to angel investing. You don't just choose a company just because, just because, oh, I know this name, let me invest in this. No, you look at the key things, the 4 M's you call them. That's the management, there's the moat, there's the meaning, and what's the fourth
margin
one?
of safety.
Margin of safety. Those are the things that's the video that I made. These are things that when people do pick stocks, when people do pick companies to invest in, these are very, very, very important, because the rule one of investing is to not lose your money. So if you're living by these rules, then
yeah, you must never ever lose money. And I think you approached me to ask me whether you can talk about that. I said by all means, which is a good move. A lot of people share content without asking the originator. You don't want to be sued. Yeah. And of all the other posts you did, which one do you think is doing most well, or which type of posts are doing well?
I realized that, looking at my analytics, it's the most practical ones. Like the one that still tops the charts even up to today is one of the first ones I made, where I was talking about the stocks on the Botswana Stock Exchange and a step-by-step guide on how to invest in that. And then also about mutual funds, about unit trusts, and also again repeated investing in the BSE. There's still content that makes, and even I made one earlier this year about different types of investment that a young Botswana professional can make, and it got a lot of attention also on LinkedIn and even on TikTok as well, and on Facebook, because sometimes it's easier to analyze a content looking at likes, but I feel like likes are that's like the base, because anyone can just like and scroll, but you look at how many reshares it had, how many saves, someone looked at that video or that content and said, this is so valuable to me, I hope some people also get to see it, let me share it as well, or let me save it for later. So
those ones got a lot of shares.
Those are the ones.
One of the people I introduced you to during the mentorship program is Nelson Letsweni.
Yes.
I believe that there's a connection there that you've developed. Can you share a little bit on that?
Yes. Mr. Letsweni was making a presentation on this the day that he came, about finances, and I've always been interested in CFP, that's certified financial planning, right? So when get an opportunity to meet someone who's already in the field for more than 15 years, I was like, this is perfect. So from there we did develop a relationship. He was also he is also my mentor in that regard, because we did have a few sessions where he would teach me, okay, this is how it goes, and the process of from being just a regular finance student to actually becoming a CFP, how the professional process goes about. So
have you started, or you intend to start when you finish school?
I do have to get the degree first, and then we can progress on that.
And you're on track for that?
100%, yes.
Okay, no, that's good. He's a good friend of mine. We're part of the mastermind group, which we've been part of for more than 2 decades. And even when I was in Ghana, he was gracious enough to present to the current members of MEMP. Was it MREMP? Yeah, Mogobe Real Estate. He does both. So he's a very, very helpful person to have. So what do you say about these hidden gems in terms of the quality of entrepreneurs and the quality of guests that we bring to MEMP?
Every session we're expected to be like 4 or 5 hours. I know some sessions will leave you 7 hours later. Because you even forget to eat, because the value that it comes with so much that we don't even want to go home. But the thing is, before the session, I personally had that idea that, okay, maybe Botswana aren't as maybe qualified, or they aren't as experienced, or they aren't as willing to help other Botswana to progress in any profession. But from the speakers I got, they're very rich. Like, they're very rich in knowledge. They have a wealth
very
of knowledge.
keen to share.
Very, very keen to share. Most of them are always very willing to answer questions, to even get a one-on-one on the side of how they can help you personally as an entrepreneur, and even just as an individual who has a dream. So yeah, just keep them coming, Mr. Mogobe.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
through the podcast.
Yeah,
they
I'll
have
tell
been-
you just a little secret that sometimes you get discouraged when the numbers are not so good. People don't turn up. You know, some students come, they haven't read. And, you know, for instance, the free session would have 63 people coming. And then when people are asked to contribute a little bit to cover the costs, the numbers dwindle down to about 17. And when you still think you have 17 people, sometimes you end up with 11 graduating. So that can be a little frustrating from me. But then when I look at the numbers, that look, even in terms of people who succeed in life, it's always a minority. It's always, so maybe I should stick around for those and
100%.
make myself available no matter what.
Yes.
It's about, after all, it's about service. It's also about giving back, you know,
Yes.
giving back, because the country has given you so much, and why can't you contribute to the ecosystem somehow?
Yeah, I believe even also the quality of the graduates, once they do graduate from the program, it even makes you forget about the rest of the people who didn't manage to register, because their lives of those maybe 11 or 15 people change, and they also make an impact. So quality over quantity, though we do want a high quantity, but it's still very, very much impactful.
Yeah. Apart from the wow moment, can you give an example of how the mentorship program impacted you? Can you think of other ways in which it has helped you? I mean, we gave an example of the wow moment and example of meeting Mr. Letsweni. Is there any other you want to share?
There's a term I learned, it's Jewish, it's called huspa. Huspa.
Chutzpah, yes.
I live by that.
Yeah.
I live by that. That's audacity,
Yes.
but much bigger. Because as there's a very viral clip of mine that goes when I was talking about imposter syndrome and at the graduation ceremony. Because I realized it's something that comes to mostly every beginner. Any big field that you are beginning in, you think, okay, what if I'm not good enough?
The
What if
imposter syndrome, yes.
But having that huspa, it helps you to, like, okay, maybe I'm not good enough, but I'm here. I'm the one who is here. I can do it.
Yeah.
Because I think in psychology, there's a thing that says your brain actually can't tell the difference between I can't do something and I've never done something. It doesn't tell the difference. So when you do get that I can't do it, it's a thing of no. It's just unfamiliar, but it's not impossible. And even it rewires your brain, because you're like, okay, I've tried this and I failed, but now I know what not to do, and I'm going to get it again. Or I've tried this and it worked the first time, so this is a room I haven't been in before, but it's going to work. It's going to happen. So
Wow.
that's what I
like
live
the
by.
way you put it, because the way I present it to you guys is to say, I picked it clearly from the book, The Jewish Phenomenon. And in the book, The Jewish Phenomenon, they explain why, although the Jews constitute less than 2% of the world's population, they control probably, 50% of the wealth, or 40%, a big chunk, but not related to their numbers, and why that is so. And the book goes into detail. And then I also tie it with the biblical principle that Jesus talks about in the parable of the friend at midnight, where he says there's a friend knocked because the friend was audacious, he was shamelessly audacious, and wanting to wake a friend at midnight, or wake someone who's sleeping with his wife and children at midnight because he needed something. We should have that mentality. We should put aside the shame of waking people in the middle of the night. If we need something, go get it. It's there in the parable. So if Jesus says it, if the Jewish community believes it, and if it's important, then we should inculcate it into our entrepreneurship mindset. So I'm glad to see that you've. And when did you have to display chutzpah? In what situation were you facing pushback and then you persisted?
The other, even social media content creation, you are getting onto a platform that you are opening yourself up for criticism by people you don't even know and people who don't even know you, and it takes a level of courage. Even the speaking engagements, I have to talk to 100 people. I don't know what their response is going to be, but I have to go on there and say, this is what I'm still going to do. Even this masterclass that I'm planning on the 28th, I've had to be very audacious and daily, contacting companies, even people, say, because I've seen a quote that says you can't be afraid of the people who can change your life to be what was the quote? It goes like, you can't be afraid of approaching the people who have the potential of changing your life. You can't be afraid of being too demanding to them, because if they have the potential to change your life, then you got, by all means, bother them as much as you, unless they block you or something, then you still have a chance. So yeah,
most of them will be more than willing to help because they would admire your persistence.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about the reason you find it important to come and talk about this mentorship program, to come and share with you. Because my team says when they approach you, you're very, very keen. Why do you think?
I did make a post when I was graduating that this is life-changing, and I didn't mean it as just the word life-changing, but it actually was. Because obviously when your life changes firstly with your mindset, right? I saw the world in a very, very different way after that. I wouldn't be Khumo Mase, the investment educator, if I didn't join the mentorship program. Because like I said, that's where the vow happened. That's when I was convinced that, okay, so I can take bold steps. I can be audacious. I can overcome this imposter syndrome. I can, go out into the world and it's going to
make a difference.
Exactly. Yeah. So
how has this school, university, responded to your moves, and how has this, mentorship, if in any way, has it impacted your studies?
Well, I was going to go back to school last year because I did stop going to school because of my health reasons. I did get diagnosed with TB in March 2025, and I had to stop going to school. I was on my final semester actually, but I didn't manage, and then I was going to go back in August with asking for sponsorship from the government, but as they did mention that our economy at the moment is bad, so they weren't taking sponsorships. So I didn't find a sponsor, unfortunately, at the time. But I still have a year to go back. The 2026, 2027, I think that's when I will go back. I'm still looking for a sponsor even now. But I have faith that I'm going to find it. I have faith that I'm going to finish this degree and then, yeah.
But in the meantime, you're soldiering on because you have found something to do that brings you income.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's good. Now, to those who may be watching, is there a message you might have for them? Somebody may be vacillating, thinking about whether or not mentorship is a thing for them. What would be your message?
Mentorship is 100%, not even 1000% useful, because it's one thing to know or to assume you know what to do. It's one thing to know the textbook definition of being not just an entrepreneur, but also even an intrapreneur. You did mention that in one of the sessions, because you get to know firsthand the challenges that people who are where you want to be have went through and how you can navigate through those things. You know, we've also had our one-on-ones where, yes, we do have the sessions where we're in the class, but we're also having one-on-ones where I can say, okay, this is what my goal is. This is the plan that I have.
Explain to them with the one-on-one. They may not understand.
Okay, so because you're doing the mentorship, you also give all of the mentees a chance to, you know, have a sit down with you where we do talk about our BHAGs first
Yeah.
of all. We do talk about the BHAGs that we have, or okay, this is what we want to do, but maybe we don't have yet a clear plan of how to get there. And then with the experience that you have, you can advise us, or, you know, even connect us with the relevant entrepreneurs that are in your network as well, that can very much help us in that. But also, I remember on our one-on-ones, we also have to come up with a balance sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, the balance sheet that we...
Because you have to know where you stand.
Yes, because you can't go if you don't know where you are starting, right? So that's what the one-on-ones are. When you're in the program, you get to have those. Just book with Mr. Mogobe, and then they're very helpful. I think the first one I had was like over an hour. Over an hour, we were just talking about the ideas that I have and your take on them.
Yeah. So to summarize, people should consider mentorship,
100%.
even if it's not necessarily mine. I mean, you should
Yes.
have some form of mentorship.
Yes.
Now, I think we've covered this, but if we haven't, perhaps we should. You should tell us what you are now planning. If we are thinking short term, medium term, and long term, what are you planning and what are you hoping for, based on, you know, your mentorship experience, your BHAGs, and, you know, what does the future hold?
Okay. Right now, being audacious, I'd say I want to be the top finance voices in Africa. Yes, but not for the title, but for the impact that comes with. I am specializing now in financial education because there is a gap in the market that some people do have money, but they don't know how to grow it, to use it.
To
Some
deploy
people,
it.
yes, some people don't have that and they don't know where to start. And I want to looking at the people I grew up around, the schools that I went to, the family, the society. Financial education is so important. I don't know why it's not in the school curriculum. I hope somewhere in the future it will be. But like I said, I did have a question, Hore. If Botswana was the most financially literate country, where would we be? What would that be? So my goal is to grow in financial education, have an organization that specifically helps
Focuses
Botswana.
on that.
Yes.
So you'll be teaching people on unit trusts, debentures,
Yes.
you know, shares and that kind of thing.
Yes.
What form will that take? Is it going to a brick and mortar institution, or it will be online? What are you planning?
Right now, I am doing it through events. Okay, social media, it has, where it has landing, but also I feel like events at this moment are very impactful, but not just events as a one-time thing. Even corporate trainings where we get a group of maybe say Mogobe Incorporated, we educate the employees on these investment vehicles that are there, and then in the near future we will have like BQA qualified courses that are going to be helping people to understand investments in Botswana, in Africa, and globally as well. So that's the vision.
Okay. You got a chance to ask me a question as we wrap up. Do you have a question? If there's no question, it's still fine. But if there's one, it's fine.
I don't have a question, actually. I don't.
Yeah, because I've answered so many over the course of the mentorship program. So I think you feel you've exhausted those things. Just summarize again what's happening with the event. Just tell us the basic facts, venue, time, blah, blah, blah. Just
Okay.
and why somebody should come.
Yes, so the stock market investing masterclass will be on the 28th of February from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University of Botswana Business Block, Lecture Room 41. And the aim of this event is to educate anyone who is interested, willing, and able to invest in the stock market, who wants a step-by-step guide. There will be a step-by-step guide on how to invest on the BSE, how to have an investor mindset, a panel discussion of
including how to register your company or business on the stock market to be listed.
This one is specifically for the investors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so especially to the beginner investors who are, have their salaries and they want to put them in there. They want to know the products that are on the BSE, the stocks, the ETFs, and even investing internationally on the GSE and, other stock exchanges out there. Yes, so this is a huge opportunity. It's not just the learning, also there'll also be a networking session, especially for the students, for the young professionals who want to grow in the finance industry, who want to go in the finance profession, so they can come and learn and meet others and hopefully even get mentors as well from the masterclass.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So guys, that's it. We've heard from the expert. I think she now needs to give us all her contacts on social media and elsewhere.
Okay. So on TikTok, it's Khumo Mase. And then on Facebook, it's also Khumo Mase. LinkedIn is Khumo Joy Mase. And then you can contact me on WhatsApp on +267 7374 9951. So that's where you can contact me. +267 7374 9951.
Okay, thank you very much. You've been a great guest.
Thank you so much.
And you've shared so freely and openly. We fully appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.